Welcome to this short video on an instructional week that I'm going to be organising 2 or 3 of these throughout the year. The idea of this is so you can see what's going to be going on. We're going to be covering chipping, bunkers, putting, pitching and alignment. So you'll see throughout this video exactly what we'll be covering on each topic. Some of them are 2 days, some of them are for 1 days. You can book in for a 2 day, you can book in for the whole week. It's entirely up to you. So at the end of the video there'll be the dates and the prices for when I'll be running these, certainly over the summer months, and which golf course they'll be at. Hope you enjoy, and limited space I will say is for all of them. Okay, so I'm not going to take big groups, it'll be smaller groups so I can get into really improving you, so we see a massive improvement in your game. Okay, so chipping, it's going to be a 2-day course this one, and what we're going to go through, well, we're also going to go through the setup, make sure we get everything right to hit the different types of chip. So as you can see there, I just hit a couple of checky ones. If I want to hit one to run it a bit more, you know, not only is that a different shot, it's actually a different setup and things, so we're going to be going through that. We're also going to be going through flail, the word that I use for the technique where you need a bit of wrist movement. So flail is where you haven't got a big enough swing to have a wrist hinge, and then you need to create a bit of speed going into the ball, so we're going to teach you flail. We're also going to be talking about the SG Pro balls. So these, what part to look at, what different part of the ball to hit to make the ball do different things. You can't just hope to make the ball run or hope to make the ball pop up in the air and land. You have to set up differently, you have to play it differently, and you have to hit a different part of the ball. So they're going to help us with these. We're also going to look at landing zones. I mean, without a good landing zone, you can't chip. So if I was going to run the ball, it might land here. And if I was going to check the ball, it might land further up. Well, that's 2 different landing zones, and you need to understand why you're picking them and where you're picking them. And then to end with, we're going to be talking about the 7 steps. So what are the 7 steps? You know, so again, so if I put the ball there, oh no, I'm in a hole. So the first part is assess. You're going to learn to assess the shot correctly. I cannot play a normal chip from that lie. And that's what the 7 steps will help you to understand, is what you can play, from where, and what's the best club to play it. So let's have a quick go. Cool, this is a horrible lie. This needs to be a little cute one. Off the back, give it a little stub, and oh, almost hold it. So that's what you're going to be learning on the 2-day chipping course. Okay, bunkers, and by the end of the session hopefully we'll have you getting out of a bunker as easy as what I've just done there. So let's start with setup. What you'll learn on setup is actually how to address the ball properly. Do you stand open? Do you hold the club face open? Do you have your hands ahead of the ball? Where do you have the ball in your stance? And all these are misinterpreted by the majority of golfers from what I've seen, and therefore that makes playing the shot much harder. So we will get you to understand exactly how you should set up and why. But before we even bother about any of that stuff, you'll be outside the bunker learning to master what I've got here is 3 balls, 1 ball on a peg. And what we're looking to do is to take the tee peg away from under the ball. So once we've got you to take the tee peg away from what I've just shown you, we'll come into the bunker and we'll talk about setup. Are the hands high? Are the hands low? Do you have a narrow stance, a wide stance? Where do you have your weight? All of this is really, really important. And once we get all that bit right, you might be able to do this. Let's see if we can get out one-handed. There we go. Even one-handed, when I've got a nice big lip right in front of me, the ball comes out. Because I understand what I've got to do, and I understand the setup. And as you saw there, there was no power. Bunkers are about finesse. And the last thing you will learn, going on to the SG Pro balls again that I've got here, is what part of the ball you're trying to hit when you hit a bunker shot. Yes, I do try to hit a part of the ball, and what I'm normally looking to do is to spin the bottom or even the front of the ball to generate that lift and to generate that spin. Okay, so putting. What we're going to do on putting is that we first of all really need to understand what part of that ball you're trying to hit. Most textbooks will tell you to strike it on the up. Yes, I understand you've got to hit it on the up, but you've also got to hit the ball in the right place on the up. So we'll be using the SG Pro balls to help you understand that. Then we're going to be talking about reading greens and also where you should hit the putt. So you have to understand you only ever hit a straight putt. Even if there's 4 foot of break, you have to aim 4 foot left and you're hitting a straight putt. So not only will you be learning to strike the ball in the correct place, you're also going to be learning how to hit the ball straight for 2 or 3 feet. If you can hit the ball straight for 2 or 3 feet, then you can hold lots of putts. So the putting session will be on the same day as the bunkers, and that will just be a one-day session with bunkers in the morning and then putting in the afternoon. Okay, so pitching or backspin, as I'll call it for this day. So, as you saw there, lovely strike and only a tiny divot, not a massive divot like what most people think you get. It's not a huge turf. So, for this day, you're going to be on the drive range, you're going to be hitting a lot of golf shots. I've got to teach you how to get the correct angle of attack and then how to shadow off the strike. Too much turf actually can create too much topspin and too much aggression. So when it lands, it releases as opposed to spins and checks. So there'll be a lot of shots on the driving range here. Once I feel as if you've got good enough at that, and I will probably move you one by one, I'll then take you up to a green and I'll get used to you hitting in some chips where you check the ball. As that gets good, I'll then move you further and further back so you can actually see the ball being struck and then get the ball to go in and check and spin and stop on the second bounce. So let's have another go. So as you can see, I'm here, correct setup. And oh, that was even closer. Oh, there we go. Even closer to the flag. With some spin, that's what you'll be learning. So, alignment. Without any question of a doubt, alignment is the root of all evil. There's a reason why the lady professionals on tour have their caddy standing behind them, and that's to make sure they're aimed correctly. If they're aimed correctly, they only need a good swing. So we're going to be working on the driving range in pairs when we do this day. getting you to aim and someone stand behind you and say yes, you're aiming correctly, because it will feel strange. You will probably feel you're aiming either miles left or miles right, and then gradually your swing will move. Then once you've hit a whole load of shots, we'll look to take that out in the afternoon into the short game area and then onto the golf course. So I'm just going to show you what happens when you have bad alignment. So you can see the fairway down there. Now most golfers aim right. I'm going to do a swing, a typical golfer. What happens? They're unaware of this. So as you see, my setup's a bit skew-if, and this happens. You see how they fall backwards and they don't quite hold their follow through. Sometimes they're lucky, just like what I was there, and they get it down the fairway, but you're never going to maximise your distance or consistency. So alignment's about a good routine, picking spots, getting it absolutely spot on, which is what we will teach you. So I've got something to aim the club at. I get myself square to that as well. We have a look. I'm feeling quite good. And there we go. I mean, that's probably gone 40 yards further than the previous one because I had good alignment. That's what we'll get you doing on that day.